This is a quick demonstration of snapping within a program called Hexagon, made by DAZ3D. First of all, I'm going to show you the lay on command. So in the Utilities tab, we can select on the lay on, and we can choose to click on any face to snap from one face to another face of an object. You notice here the orientation automatically applies. What you can also do is you can snap from one face to another object. Let's just select that one to there, and then you can apply a rotation, say 90 degrees. There we go. The good thing is all the time this tool is live, you can just keep on snapping from one object to another until you're happy. In addition to this, what you can also do is you can snap on the inside of a polygon selection. You can switch between the inside and outside. The next command I'm going to be showing you is based upon the snap align. The snap align will snap one vertex to another of another object. So we can just simply click on the vertex of one object and then snap align it to the vertex of another. If you wanted to move just a particular selection, you can click on that selection first and then activate the tool. Click on one vertex and then click on another. You'll notice this time only that selection has moved from one point to another. In Modo we have a similar thing. In this particular case, both meshes have to be in the same mesh layer for this to work. And what we do is we use the tack tool, which is found in the mesh edit menu. What we do is we select the polygon we want to go from. We select the tack tool and then click on the polygon we want it to go to. As you can see, it has a very similar outcome as to what we saw in Hexagon. Another way that we can do this in the layout tab, or the setup tab I believe, is to use this drop action command. In this particular case we can use the place and align, and we simply just click on one object to the other and it will place and align. We have to be in items mode for this to work. In this particular case you can see that both items are actually in the same mesh layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out its own mesh layer and put it into its own. Now they're two separate items. Let's just do that again. Go to items mode, and we can use this drop action and place and align. You notice that when we do this we're not really getting the results that we're after, and this is because of the pivot point, the axis center. So the way that we actually have to do this is we have to first select the item to make sure that the axis center is actually on the right area. In this particular case I would want to have, say, this item here. Go to the edit menu, center to bottom. Okay, and now we get different results. You can now see that when we drag and drop, it will actually align to any area based upon the pivot point. Jumping over to Cinema 4D, I'm in version R17 Studio. I've got automatic snapping turned on, and this is undocked from this snapping tool palette to the left here. If I wanted to snap, what I can do is make sure that I've got a polygon selected on one object, and if I just drag, you'll notice that no snapping occurs. However, if I was to rotate to a different angle, now snapping works. And this appears to be some kind of bug or problem, that snapping only works when we're at a certain angle. And if I was to go for an orthographic view, you notice that it does work in this particular case. If we turn it to 2D snapping, it's working now. Now earlier on it wasn't working at all, so there's definitely some strange things going on here. So when I had it in 2D snapping earlier on, it was not working for me. Now it is. So it does seem to be a thing where it works 1 minute and the next minute you can see it's not doing anything. Very, very strange. So you can snap at least one face to another. Now if you want to change the pivot point, all you can do is to simply hold the L key, which is going to literally trigger off this axis modification. Press the L key and you can just click and it will snap the axis to that on which you just clicked on. So what effect does this have with the snapping? Well, you can clearly see that the snapping is not working at all. Now if I was to just go and click on this and get the angle right, there we go, and snapping is now working. Now as for getting one object to align to the object of another, that is another thing altogether. This is something that I've not been able to work out yet within Cinema 4D, although I am pretty new to this program. One obvious way that it could be done would be to select, for instance, the polygon of an object like this, and we go to the planar, go to the planar tools, and we can click on align to selection. And this would mean that anything that we now make in the scene is going to be aligned to the obviously the grid. So if we was to make a new primitive, go for a torus, you can clearly see that that is aligned to the grid, and now obviously we can scale this and it will be placed on the surface exactly where you wanted it. That is one way you could do this. How you would get one object that's already in the scene to do the same kind of thing, I'm not entirely sure, because the problem here is that the snapping tools appear to be only working as regarding component mode, meaning edges, faces or polygons, edges, faces or verts. So I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I mean, let's go to say object A, and if we were to select this as simply as an object, in this particular case that's, let's say, a line to here. Is it the case that we can just simply drag and drop this onto here? Well, no, because it's obviously not orientating, it's not rotating and translating at the same time, so that we could actually snap. Maybe there is a snap to work plane, which there is, but again, I've not really been able to do much with this as regarding to get it to automatically rotate into place, especially based on upon a face of another object. Now I am pretty sure that there probably is a plugin available. There seems to be a plugin available for things that are missing natively within Cinema 4D. So if anybody knows of a plugin that can do what I've shown in the other two programs, then I'll love to know this myself.